Tom, aka Gedeon here for Tabletop Tap Room, and we're going to be reporting on my favorite subject I hate to report on, which is going to be that rolling dumpster fire known as Nu TSR 3.0. And also stay tuned at the end of the video. We're going to have some bonus content, a little bit of a slight blooper reel where the dog tried to get himself on film. And the dog wants to demonstrate how he smokes a bone. So that will be the blooper reel, little bonus content at the very end. We'll put it on after everything else. Let's get into this. We have to ask the question, is Nu TSR 3.0 dumpster fire rolling fake TSR, whatever they're called now, starting to respond to fans with the Star Frontiers thing? Well, potentially, because the long-standing fan community has kind of repudiated them. I think NASA got removed. LaNASA got removed from the Star Frontiers Alive and Well group when there was some trolling going on, or maybe it was Drave Johansson. I'm not sure. So, is TSR, new fake TSR 3.0 responding to fans? I received an instant message this morning that would imply yes, maybe. And it's centered on this little image that was sent to me, posted on Alarms and Journeys magazine, which is run by Drave Johansson, somebody. And this is a 3D print, clearly a Dralacite. They're calling it a Dalek. They're calling it a Dalek. Nobody told the BBC and Doctor Who, but it looks like they're calling it a Dalek to me. And so this is, and here's another image of it. Clearly a Dralacite knockoff. I get that. Because fans are saying, if it's Star Frontiers in name only, why? And this was when I was talking with Michael Hovermail when he was there. It was one of my concerns is, as somebody who has been involved in both of the fan community magazines and has been a consistent producer of content for the game, that for the fan community to accept it, you really got to skirt a nice fine line. And I get it. If you don't have the IP, it's going to be tough. So it now looks like we now have evidence that they are filing the serial numbers off the Dralasites and adding them to the game, potentially. And I say that because, so this was the original box cover marked up, the mock-up that they did in CGI to say, hey, look at our game, we have a product, when they did their alpha release. They got dumped on for that because it was like, it's a non-product. It's not a real product. You don't have a product. And then they released the comb bound with this cover comb bound, say, yes, we really do have a product. And they didn't, because nobody was like opening those comb bound rules and showing you the inside. So, this was released recently, and I thought, oh, well, this would be the new cover. This is kind of nice. I just hate this font, with these upside down ones. And it does not. And the reason why this is a bad font is because these upside down ones, they pull your eyesight down here. They pull your eyesight down. You don't get the nice flow that you had with the original Star Frontiers font that flowed nicely, the Zebulon font. and it flowed across, and it lets your eye run right across. There's a whole science to how the eye will flow in a layout. I had to learn this when I did journalism in college, and this is a terrible font. So I thought, but no, this will be the if this is the new cover, this is better than the other cover. So we've already reported on these jokers here, the potential player characters for this game. The LaNasian posted this image and commented on him. We then were able to find out that this was indeed a cyborg. You then have the space elf, this little Netrunner body computer, and then of course furries, because what game doesn't need furries? They've been done to death in so many games, and going back to the 70s. Thank you so much, but if it's your cup of tea. And and this is all in time, March 22nd. The adventure continues, March 22nd, 2022. Problem with that is 2 days before. That's 2 days before the TSR Con. So they're gonna. The adventure continues on the 22nd of March. Is that when they're releasing the book? I don't know. Good question, right? But so that's when it's going to continue. Maybe this will be the new cover. Again, I hate these ones. So game rules from that mock-up of a box set. These are not cone bound. These are spiral bound. Excuse me, my bad. But again, these are just a cheap. We printed it off at Staples, Office Max, with some dollar store dice. Full disclosure, this just popped up on TSR Con. This is an actual book, and your first look at the Star Frontiers New Genesis cover, reported here by Tabletop Tap Room again. So, yep, hardcover. Looks like a nice hardcover. Mega book. And I don't know what's going on here. Some sort of a mutant stepping out of a Stargate, maybe? No clue. And who's ready to play some Star Frontiers NG at TSR Con? All whom register get a free copy of the game. So they clearly have the game now. And what's today's date? 1/31/2022. But you got to wait till March 22nd, or you got to wait till March 24th, 25th at TSR Con for the game. But here's your first look at the actual book. So these apparently now exist. And you've heard it here first. I mean, all right. Here we are with the new cover. Still the same old furries, the cyborg, the Netrunner elf, and now the what's that D&D race there? The dragon race, Dragonborn, the Dragonborn. The Dragonborn are showing up in Star Trek, Star Frontiers New Genesis. So you're going to get the Dragonborn. You'll be able to play them if you like Dragonborn. I kind of like them in my D&D setting, but not so much my sci-fi setting. Depends on how they write the culture for this species. If it's imaginative, I might actually like this species. It's still out of stock. Okay, it's still out of stock here. Still $40, but out of stock. Quantity of one. So they're not going to release it until the 22nd, 2 days before. And they will then, of course, I guess, be selling them at the TSR Con. And they're going to give away free copies to all who sit in on that $100 a ticket game. Let's talk about the ticket game. Here's my concern. Now, science fiction class. I just caught it. The small print here. The science fiction classic returns. They've admitted, no, we don't have the IP. They've admitted, yes, it's going to be 5E. So let me tell you, it's not the classic because it's got nothing that is Star Frontiers, just a name. They grabbed the name and they're applying it to a mishmash of Shadowrun, and we're going to see in a minute. I will show you that there's a little bit of Star Trek in there, a little bit of Shadowrun, maybe a little bit of Stargate, and then the Star Frontiers name slapped on top of it, and they've mishmashed all this together. It is not Star Frontiers, the classic. It has nothing Star Frontiers to it. And Gary, TSR Con, of course, is bowjacking the same weekend as Gary Con, looking to siphon attendees. Ernie Gygax, risen from the dead. Oh, no, it's Junior. And Jeff Leeson are the honored TSR alumni who are attending the con. And Drave Johansson, whatever his name is, from, look at this, Alarms and Journals magazine. Let me just point this out. So let's go to the redirect on that. And it's, lo and behold, Alarms and Journeys. They couldn't even get that straight. You'd think they'd get that straight. You're going to pimp this guy's magazine, Alarms and Journeys, and you totally mess it up and call it Alarms and Journals. Very typical of what Eric Tenkar has been calling Pure Low LaNasian. And now I gotta say, hey, we've all seen this picture of Gygax before. You're doing TSR Con in the Gary's old office, and you've got Gary's son, Ernie Jr., and you can't get a new picture. I mean, we've seen this picture before. It's been all over the internet. I've seen it before 100 times. Show us a new picture of the guy, of the man. You know, it's the same old picture. I mean, you don't have access to a better picture. I mean, you got Ernie Jr. Come on. And here's their notice about you must be vaccinated and wear a face mask. Oh, wait. Not checking vaccinations. Face mask not required. Let's all go and cough on each other. That'll be fun. I mean, truth be told, I go everywhere in the state without a mask until I, go into a government office and they require me to wear a mask. But I pretty much go everywhere without a mask until I'm forced to put one on at the dentist office and at City Hall. So that's okay. I just question whether or not you've got people coming from all over the country. You don't know who knows who's been exposed to what. And so you're going to brag about no face mask required, no vaccine passports. Well, okay. It just seems like, wow, going hardcore to that direction. I would think you'd want to just, because you don't know who's there and who's been coughed on and who's been exposed to somebody with the dreaded Omicron. I just question them doing that. Wow, seems, I don't know, just seems like the kind of thing you wouldn't be like all aggressive about. Yeah, we ain't doing that. But that's their lookout, not mine. So let's look at this because I noticed something interesting in this morning. This is the only Star Frontiers New Genesis game. This is their brand new, hot new product, and they're only running one game at this convention, which goes several days, but they're only running the one. So my first thing here is Mr. Drave is running a Star Frontiers New Genesis adventure that doesn't have no name. We're going to call it the Adventure with No Name. That's like the most basic thing. You have a working title or a name. Nothing. Mission briefing. A team of specialists have been assigned to the task of rescuing the crew of a down ship. The mission seems simple enough. Nevertheless, The danger is that the ship is carrying a neutron bomb destined to be delivered to a contractor on a nearby moon. I just want to stop right there. And the idea of private contractors playing with neutron bombs, like, yeah, well, that's a great idea. This setting sounds like a lot of fun. Not. The bomb is not a military weapon, but is used for mining operations on the moon. Yeah, I want to mine with nuclear weapons because that's going to be the most efficient way to mine. Let's just blow the freaking moon up with a neutron bomb. But it's not a military weapon. The danger is that the munition is unstable and might explode because it's a neutron bomb. And the entire area will be in ruin. All the native villagers will die. People will die. Oh my God. It's like it's written. I'll stuff that comment. And our prescience will be known to the indigenous people. What the hell is that? All of the villagers will all of the villagers will be die. All of the villagers will be die. And our prescience will be known to the indigenous people. What, huh? This must be what Eric Tenkar calls Pure Low LaNasian. It takes extra brain activity to try to figure it out. And I'm like, excuse me? And clearly I'm going to have to order the Pure Low LaNasian to English dictionary from Eric when he finishes it. Because the hell is this? All the native villagers will be die, and our prescience will be known to the indigenous people. The sector government does not want this to happen. People of this planet are not ready to learn the truth about interstellar travel and alien life. Apparently, they not only are they going to have Daleks in Star Frontiers New Genesis, they're going to have the Prime Directive. So here's your objectives. Retrieve the survivors of the downed ship, dead or alive. Collect the ship's data recorder, black box, safeguard its context, neutralize the ship's power, and secure the weapons. And recover the neutron bomb and render it inert. Make ready the ship for recovery operations. Most of all, do not alert the locals and interact with them. The problem, the local villagers, this sounds like a D&D adventure. The local villagers did see the ship as it plummeted from orbit. The consensus is that the object was a meteor. The science department of local government is dispatching geologists to recover the meteor. This endeavor will give the team only 48 hours to complete this mission and alert the recovery team for a nighttime extraction of the ship. All players will receive a copy of Star Frontiers New Genesis. Well, originally when I saw this, that all players will receive a copy of Star Frontiers New Genesis, I thought, yeah, damn, $100 and I'm getting what? Spiral bound, printed at Staples. Like they legitimately have a book they're going to give you, a hardcover book. So, $40, $50. So you're paying $50 to sit in on a game that's an 8-hour game. Duration 8 hours. It starts at 9, goes to 4:50. Presumably there's a 1-hour break for lunch. So it's really, like 7 hours, 6 hours, 50 minutes. So, let's say that book is worth the $40 it's listed for on the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum website. So you're paying $60 to sit in on a 6-hour game. So that's $10, $10 an hour. I guess that's not a bad price. But if you go to GaryCon, you're going to pay one price and get in and then, just register for games and play them. That seems like a better deal to me, but hey, I don't know. Pay as you go. This is like this is like being at the bar. They won't carry a bar tab. You pay for your drinks as you go. So there you go. $100 and you get a free copy. You're not really getting a free copy. You're paying $100 for that copy of the game. You're not really getting a free copy. You're paying for it with that $100. But there you go. And it's look out, be careful, because all the natives will be die, and our prescience will be known to the indigenous people. Here we have demonstration. Here's the thing. I expect that this game that they've put out is going to be a nightmare of grammar and spelling problems and punctuation problems demonstrated by TSR over these many months, particularly with their new dungeon crawl game, with the cards, images of the cards that have been released that people have pointed out. What the hell is this? Doesn't anybody over at TSR use Grammarly? They can't pay for an editor? They paid for a Larry Elmore picture, and those aren't cheap. And they can't pay for an editor. And so we've got will be die and prescience will be known, all on something where, again, alarms and journals, they can't even get that right. So, I mean, even the word's spelled right, but it's autocorrect corrected it. And then they just they just didn't read this. You got to read it. You got to double check it. They just didn't even read it. They've, poor Dave, his magazine's Alarms and Journeys, and they couldn't even get that right. They couldn't even, throw the dog a bone and promote his magazine a little bit. I mean, come on. It's just terrible, but that's where we're going with this. But thankfully we don't have to wear a mask or show a vaccine. And so, if I show up, I'm going to cough on everybody. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Not showing up. We've got a hint about Dralasites entering the game. And we know that because on this one, with this post, it's hashtag SFNG. That stands for Star Frontiers No Good. And then here they've named it the Dalek. Be smart on their part, but I don't know. God's sakes, change the name Dalek. We're not playing Doctor Who. So you're going to get Dralasites, maybe. That's a hint. Can't guarantee it. And you're getting, apparently, a hardcover book with, I don't know, looks like a mutant coming through a Stargate. I don't know what that's all about. But it's still out of stock, and I guess they're not going to release it until the 22nd of March. But I guess why would they not release it now? Why would they not release it now? They clearly have the books printed. They're clearly in stock. Why would they not release it now? Well, this is kind of like one of those things where a movie or a TV show doesn't give you anything. They just do teaser trailers. They do some concept art, and they don't release much. And that's because it's a turd. Otherwise they'd be releasing solid material to get you all excited about playing it, about watching the show. And that's kind of what we got, like if you look at the Middle Earth TV show that Amazon's doing, they've not released anything. You got 2 teaser trailers, which are just, one of them is just they're pouring molten metal in gouges in a piece of wood, and it's going to say the name of the show, and that's it. It's a teaser trailer, and so everybody's predicting they're not showing us anything because it's a turd, and that's what you do when you have a turd. And so I think the reason that we're not getting to see anything at all in this D20 fiasco, so the irony here, the science fiction classic returns. This is not Star Frontiers. You don't have the IP. don't expect, because you know their whole TSR con with the bad grammar that's in that stuff there, and I didn't even dig through the rest of their write-ups there to look for more examples of bad grammar. But I expect it's there. I expect it's all Pure Low LaNasian as dubbed, as the language has been named by Eric Tenkar. So don't expect much from this hardcover book. That's your first look at Star Frontiers No Good from TSR 3.0. This is Tom, aka Gédéon, for Tabletop Tap Room, reporting on this. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And keep on gaming. Hello. Welcome to Tabletop Tap Room. And Tucker's here, trying to get on film, be a nuisance. Come here. Come on. Show everybody how you smoke a bone. Huh? See how? Come on, show them how you put that bone in your mouth like it's a cigar. All right, go lay down. This is my dog. So that is that's the infamous Tucker. You have probably heard him before on videos where you're like, there's a rumble in the background. That's Tucker snoring. He snores worse than any human. It's loud like a buzzsaw. And so I have no doubt you have heard some kind of a rumble in the background in the occasional video. That'd be Tucker snoring away.